G'day and welcome to Fishing Australia. Well, after 10 years of flying around the country and staying in hotels, living out of suitcases, my family and I have changed the tune a little. We've rented out the house and grabbed one of these babies, a Winnebago. So now we can go where we want, when we want, and the first stop is Darwin in the Northern Territory. Darwin in the Northern Territory is Australia's smallest capital city, but has the strength and character of the mighty crocs that live in its waterways. Having been almost entirely rebuilt twice, once after World War II and again after devastating Cyclone Tracy, the city is one of Australia's most modern capitals. Situated on the Timor Sea, Darwin plays one of Australia's most important roles as the gateway to Asia. This tiny metropolis is a stir-fry of culture, with a little spice from all parts of the world. This is almost certainly due to it being closer to the capitals of 5 other countries than it is to the capital of Australia. Outback adventures and fishing is what draws people here, and it's a little bit of both of these that I plan to do during my visit. I'm after some pretty hard to catch fish, so I'm going to need some local advice. So I've dropped in to see George Vukalis and the boys here at Fishing and Outdoor World. They've been here 38 years. That's got to be some sort of record. George, how are you, mate?
Hi, Rob.
My pleasure. My pleasure. 38 years you've been here.
38 years. It's been a long time, and we've noticed the changes over the years.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah, we have a lot of tourists coming up now, and all I want to do is catch a barra.
Just like beer, not just barra, mate. Tell me about the Saratoga, the milkfish.
Certainly.
What else have you got here, mate?
Yep.
Show me this tackle that I'm going to need. Next morning, I headed out with Matt West, who works for George. Armed with 5 loaves of bread and a whole lot of extra line, we went in search of what is possibly the hardest fighting fish that swims, the elusive milkfish. All right, mate. We've anchored up. What's the key to attracting these milkfish for a start, matey?
Pretty basic out here. It's just a bit of bread on the water.
Bit of burley?
Bit of burley. They it's lucky up here. They
In the quarters?
Yep. Just break it up, pitch it out, just frisbee it out,
And how much? Just a little bit? Enough to get them around but not feed them?
Yeah, enough to get them around, but keep them interested, keep them to the boat.
These milkfish are pretty obvious when they come in, aren't they?
Definitely, mate. You see a bit of a bow wave and then the big forked tail in behind it.
A bit of the IGA special, mate. Now show us how you put that on for bait.
Rightio.
So into half?
Into a half, and then I'll sort of fold it into a quarter.
Yep. Ties one hook.
Little 1, 1/0, 2/0. And then just sew the bread.
Because it's soft, you don't want it to come off, right?
Yeah, you need to be able to cast it.
Yep.
Spin reels are probably a preferred way to do it, just so you can get a good cast with it.
And lob it out?
Lob it out, mate. Just a bit of a waiting game.
And obviously, once they start to turn up, you've got to keep your eye on that piece of floating bread, yeah?
Try and keep, because there's that many bits of bread over here, you turn away and have a chat and you don't know which bread's yours, and all of a sudden you're on, so.
The waiting game has begun. Well, what I'm doing there is using the water tension on the line so you can just drift it back naturally, so there's no tension on the line, so it's like a natural floating piece of bread. Milky?
He's out of here, Rob.
All right, Matty, can you believe it? We're watching our bread very closely. Matt says, let's move the boat. And the piece of bread that's sunk and we're not watching gets eaten and takes off. Always the way. Matty, you're pretty confident it's a milky?
Yeah, I reckon we got a milky this time. It's been a long time coming, but patience in this game.
All good fish are worth the wait. We could see them there. Once we started to see the fish, the excitement started building, and now we've got one on. And we've got a real fight on our hands, because these guys here, pound for pound, one of the toughest fighters you'll ever see. just make out this big tail about 150 metres on the horizon, slicing through the top. Now, they're called milkfish because when you cook them, their flesh goes a milky white colour, but we don't eat them here in Australia. They're the national fish of the Philippines. They love them over there. I've caught them before on the show, but not this big. This is probably at least twice as big as any milkfish we've ever seen, if we get it.
Very powerful fish, that big forked tail, just so much power, a bit like a tuna.
I reckon pound for pound better than a tuna.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Awesome sport fish on fly. A lot of the everyone, a lot of people from around Australia really come up to target them on fly.
Okay, yep. And still burl him up with the bread?
Same sort of thing, yep. Just a white floating bread fly pattern. Yeah. Have you ever done a show in Timor, Rob?
No, but if this milkfish goes any further, we might be doing the first one right here today. We're going to have to cut to a break. This milkfish is a long way off yet. It's a beautiful day on Darwin Harbour in the Northern Territory, and we think we've got what is the biggest milkfish we've ever caught on this show on the end of this line.
See ya.
I think we're going to be a bit longer here. Hour and 40 is your longest flight on a milkfish. Well, I'll leave you to it, mate. We're going to go take a look around Darwin and come back to you.
You might get to see the sights, mate. I might be here for a while, so.
While Matt tries to turn his milkfish back towards Darwin, I jump aboard with Albatross helicopters on one of their scenic flights over this incredible part of Australia. Depending on the time of your visit, the view below is ever changing, as during the wet season, almost everything you see now will be underwater. A mix of national parks, crown and farm land, this magnificent area is home to an abundance of different species of bird, animal and fish life. Of course, when you're fishing in the Northern Territory, you've got to be super careful when you're around the water's edge because a big crocodile could jump out at any moment and just snap at you. Very, very dangerous. So be careful all the time. Oh, just come here to Crocodile's Cove. Look at the Perspex wall. And you know the crocs are there. Come on, fellas. Hey! Come on, jump, jump, jump. Barbless hooks, of course. Okay, still. When it's still. Crocosaurus Cove is a fantastic place for the whole family. The kids will love getting up close to all sorts of scary stuff. You act like a tree, I guarantee. Fiona, most activities here are free except this one, the Cage of Death, the big attraction. What am I doing here? What do you think I'm going to do?
Well, we're going to put you down into a cage and we're going to get you to visit 4 very large crocodiles.
I've got no say in this, and this normally costs a little bit extra.
Yes.
And we've had some budget cuts. Is it cheaper without the cage?
Oh, if you want to go in without the cage, just good luck out swimming 5.5 metres.
That would make the crew happy, but I think I'll go with the cage. Okay, in I go. Now, I've never owned a pair of crocodile boots, so that's good karma, but the big fella in here, he doesn't know that. Oh, mate, amazing stuff. One of those big boys who's over 80 years old. It's like being in Jurassic Park. Highly recommended. Mate, you got a sensational town here. Took in the sights.
Yeah.
How's this milkfish going?
I'm getting there, mate. How was Catherine?
Yeah, we saw Catherine too. Almost got down Alice Springs there.
Very good.
Are you any closer?
I don't think I am, somehow.
It's danger moments here because they do have a soft mouth. We hope that hook doesn't pull right at this last moment. We're not putting the drag up anymore. We're just trying to ease him up, get him in range for that net shot. Come on. I don't know what the ratio of milk to bread is at your house, mate, but we've gone through about 5 loaves here this morning.
We need shares in a bakery, don't we?
And we were down to our last 5 slices. So, and we're just about to give in, but you just never know with fishing when you're targeting a big trophy fish like this. You've just got to stick at it. Milkfish normally feed on coral spawn, plankton and algae. However, like mullet and other vegetarian fish, they quickly become conditioned to eating bread, and here in Darwin Harbour is no exception.
That side? Yep, coming up.
Oh, it's a horse! It's a clunker! My goodness, Matty West! Goodness gracious, bring the sheets in. That is a massive... 3 guesstimates on the size, mate.
I'm going to go up from 6 to maybe...
Oh, he's got to be 8
or 10.
8 to 10 kilo. Look at the hook there where we got him. Thank goodness for that. A beautiful Darwin Harbour milkfish. Just grab his tail if you would, mate. I know you're tired. Very interesting fish. There's the huge tail we've been talking about. Look at the size of it. Ratio of the tail size to body length, unmatched anywhere. They've got like a gelatinous coating over their eye here because they feed on the surface, and it's like a hygienic coating that when they feed on the algae and different things that are on the surface, it doesn't come onto their eye. But that is just a magnificent fish. We'll get that hook out and we'll get you back in the water. Yeah! Up here, there's just so many places to cast a line, but natural cover, tides and time of day are still critical. That's where a little local knowledge and know-how can really help your chances of catching fish. So drop in and chat to the guys at Fishing and Outdoor World for all your top-end tips.
Oh, nice one.
Phil, we're in the middle arm of Darwin Harbour. 100,000 people, about 5 kilometres that way. We're fishing for barra though. The principles are the same. Run out tide. What are we looking for, mate?
So I think probably what the best thing would be to do is just work along this rock wall here. We'll go down to the point and then start coming along this mangrove line. The barras sort of hug right up in close to the mangroves this time of the tide.
The tides are still a bit high?
Tides are a bit high, and you know, it's sort of looking at about half tide at the moment. Maybe in another hour's time.
Okay.
Tide's going to drop out, the fish are going to start to come out of the mangroves.
Gravitate towards those rock points and sandbars?
Yep, that's it.
And
yeah.
not just barra, we could get threadfin salmon, bream, queenies, all sorts of things, is that right?
Trevally, yep, absolutely. Yeah, there's a whole range of different species.
Let's get up on that electric and go fishing. Come on, mate.
Beautiful.
It's classic estuary fishing where there's big tides and you're in the tropics. 9 metre tides here, I'm not quite 2 metres tall, so you can imagine tides that are over 4 times higher than me. They really rule the life of the fish here. All the bait fish that live in those mangroves have to come out as the tide drains, and the big predators that chase them or are looking for cover themselves from crocodiles and other bigger fish, they often end up in the same spot. That's what we're looking for, where they gravitate to. It's all too easy to get caught up chasing big trophy barra in deeper water, but they take a lot longer to catch. And it's an unwritten rule amongst locals that the big mamas are released to make baby barra. The middle-sized ones are a lot more fun and also have much better table qualities. Now normally that to me would beg barra. It's a rock bar and there's all rocks through there and I'm getting excited about dropping a lure down, but Phil tells me no go, it's winter. It's actually, even though it's pleasant for us, it's actually cold for the barra. Most of the barra are up on the flats looking for that warmth from the sun that the shallow water gets, so we'll continue on looking for those shallow areas. Thanks, Phil. Look how shallow it is here, and the plastics are sinking to the bottom and catching on little mangrove roots too easily. Check this puppy out, the flat wrap. It only goes about a foot down, but I can suspend it above the snags and hang it in there if I get a follow. Heavy cover fishing. There he is.
Beautiful.
You
well
picked
done.
it, mate. We had a situation here where the wind on the water has made it hard to see into the water. So we expect the barra to be sitting in that shade, but we can't see where to cast, so we're casting into there rather than trying to spot it first. Now, it's not what you'd call classic barra tackle. I mean, I've got a 3 kilo spin stick. On this rod's 15 kilo braid, 20 pound leader, a little bit of 30 pound shock leader at the end, and the little flat wrap. As the name suggests, it's good for flats fishing like this. This guy's ready, I'm going to bring him up. Here we go. Look at that guy there. A beautiful little Darwin Harbour barramundi. Come round here if you would, Phil.
Well done, mate.
Scoff that little lure. Classic saltwater barra, really yellow in the tail. Certainly not a legal size, but great fun to catch. Oh, look at him there. Big school of barramundi. Go Phil. Now, very interesting fishing here at the moment. For the record, we were targeting the shade there, but because the current is moving under there, it's just as warm in the shade as it is out in the open for these fish, except that they love shade as well. So it's all about the environment. This is a slightly better fish, this. Not a big barra by Northern Territory standards, but the thing about it is the type of fishing is so much fun. Looking for barramundi, hunting for them and catching them. And in the middle of winter, yeah, look, everyone up here that fishes a lot say, hey, you know, you got to come in autumn and spring when you can catch 20, 30 barra a day. You know, half a dozen barra for me is more than enough.
Grab the bogas or just lift
Oh,
it?
just lift him up, mate. You've got a single hook there. Should be good. That's the beauty of plastic over a hard body lure. Bring him up here, mate, because I've measured off 55 centimetres on this rod. Oh, nah, too close for comfort, mate. He gets to go back. Beautiful fish, little fish, mate. And like you were saying earlier, the gear.
The gear is exactly what they use down south for brim. Brim plastic, brim jig head,
Yep.
brim rod, brim reel.
And bit of barramundi.
That's it. Let's
All right.
see if we can get another one.
Absolutely. When you're using smaller lures with lighter hooks, you obviously have to take it easy on the barra. Most of the time the barra bends the hooks because guys are using 30 pound braid and 60 pound leader and giving them heaps. We're out in the flats, there's not a lot of snags. This is a better barramundi.
Well done, mate.
Thanks, mate. There you go. Have you got a net, Phil? Got the boga
That's
grips,
my net
mate.
there.
Yep, righto.
You've got to hold your breath.
You can get him there for me, mate. Hey!
Well done. Look
Thanks
at that.
very much,
nice
mate.
barra.
Yeah, that's my dinner tonight for sure, fresh barramundi. Aku Volta from Rapala Free Time Group said, yeah, give the flat wrap a go, and it's proven to be the goods. There's enough for 3 or 4 people on that fish. I'm going to get him on ice straight away. Some tropical fish like a fast retrieve, but not the barra. Being a close quarter ambush predator, they love lots of twitches and lots of pauses, especially once you know where they're holding. The twitches got the flat mirrored sides of the new Rapala sending out stacks of strike-inducing flash. And it was all adding up to one of the best days on the harbour ever, even by Phil's standards. Another beautiful little barra. Little boy.
Little male, yep. They males until they get about 80 centimetres. And then they turn female, and all the big ones are female up here, so we try and let any of those big fish over a metre go. They're all our breeders.
Sequential hermaphrodite, a fish that changes sex, and no commercial netting here in the Darwin Harbour. Great move by the Territory Government a number of years ago. Look at the results. you can go a long way and not find barra fishing this good. You know, I've been to a lot of places, it's not always this good, no matter how far you go. So thank our lucky stars. The lures are doing their work. You've only got light hooks, remember, mate?
That's it.
So take your time if it's a good one. All right, here we go now. Look at that fish there.
Beautiful.
You don't carry your net, Phil?
No, mate, I keep the bogas.
Surprising how big a barra a little lure like that can catch if you use light gear. It looks like he's given a lot of pressure, but it's only a 2 kilo spin stick. And this is a nice barramundi. What a great test out for the flat wrap, the little lure with a big attitude for the big mouth of the north, the barramundi, the icon of the north. One of the best days ever, mate, Phil. Fantastic, thanks for your time.
Beautiful, no worries.
Sensational effort. What a great start to the family holiday. I don't know where we'll be next, but I've got a sneaking suspicion that the fishing's going to be even better. And I'll see you then on Fishing Australia.